On the news, Senate sacks Yakubu Umar as Code of Conduct Tribunal chairman. President Tinubu dissolves UDZIC Governing Council, sacks Vice Chancellor and Registrar. And Acting Chief of Army Staff order investigation into soldiers brutalizing civilians in Abuja. Many thanks for joining us on the news on TV 360 Nigeria. I'm Tamilore Akinkwele. We begin with the Senate, where the upper body on Wednesday invoked Section 157, subsection 1 of the Constitution to officially remove Yakubu Umar as the chairman of the Code of Conduct Tribunal over allegations of misconduct. With 84 senators constituting a two-thirds majority voting in favor of his removal, the senator also approved the appointment of Abdullahi Bello as the new substantive chairman of the tribunal. The resolution has been forwarded to President Bola Tinubu for further action.
The Senate resolves to invoke and activate the constitutional provision as enshrined in Section 157, subsection 1, by forwarding an address supported by two-thirds majority of the Senate, which shall be acted upon by Mr. President for the official removal from office of Mr. Yakubu Danladi Umar as the chairman of the Code of Conduct Tribunal.
Will the Senate now confirm the invocation and activation of the constitutional provision of Section 157, subsection 1, as enshrined in our 1999 Constitution as amended, removing the chairman of the Code of Conduct Tribunal from office as a result of acts of misconduct and acts unbecoming of the holder of such an office? Those in support of this motion say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
The Senate has also urged the military to work closely with local communities to establish early warning systems to prevent future terrorist incursions. This resolution follows an alert by former Senate leader, Senator Yahya Abdullahi from Kebbi North, over the infiltration of violent Lokarawas terrorist group in Sokoto and Kebbi states. On November the 8th, the group reportedly attacked Mera village in Kebbi, killing 20 soldiers. During the debates, lawmakers called on the Nigerian government to take decisive action to curb the group's activities and prevent their entrenchment in the region.
Senate recalls that this violent gang of terrorists had raided and dispossessed these communities prior to the large-scale invasion of Mera, a village in Augi local government, on November 8, 2024, killing more than 20 people and fleeing with their livestock amounting to hundreds of millions of naira. Senate is aware that Kebbi State government promptly responded by sending a delegation with relief materials to the affected villages and assistance to families of the deceased.
I support all the players of this motion. We need to nip this in the bud. It is too serious for us to allow to take it lightly, because these people are well armed with sophisticated weapons, and I believe they even have some international connections. Therefore, there is a need for the government of Nigeria to take this matter very, very seriously. Otherwise, it may snowball.
This is the way it starts. And if it is not nipped in the bud, it will spread terror across many parts of this country. So I also want to use this opportunity, because from the body of your motion, you pointed out that the Nigerian military moved swiftly and they were able to dislodge them from the communities that they killed people and occupied. And so where we commend the military, we want the military to continue to maintain their presence in those regions in order to forestall a further incursion into the country of this terrorist group. So, and I thank all my colleagues for their contributions. The security of lives of Nigerians is important to all of us, and security belongs to all.
Meanwhile, a viral video circulating on social media which has captured the disturbing scene of a senior army officer identified as the Major General and two soldiers assaulting a man in Abuja for allegedly overtaking their vehicle has caused public outcry. The 1-minute 57-second video showed the man groaning in pain and repeatedly questioning the reason for the attack. The female passenger who tried recording the incident was also assaulted, with one of the soldiers demanding her phone. Now, the incident has sparked widespread outrage, with reporting indicating that the man is suing for 150 million naira in damages and the dismissal of the Major General involved. Now, reacting to public outcry, the acting chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has ordered an investigation into the incident. In a statement issued by the Director of Army Public Relations, Major General Onyema Nwachukwu, the Army acknowledged the video but stated that the circumstances leading to the altercation remains unclear. The statement also assured the public that due diligence will be applied to uncover the fact and reiterated the Nigerian Army's commitment to protecting all law-abiding citizens. Still on security, the Nigerian Navy Forward Operating Base FOB in Badagry has intercepted suspected smuggled petroleum product and foreign parboiled rice during routine patrols conducted between February and November 2024. Speaking to pressmen, Commanding Officer Navy Captain Augustus Amakiri disclosed that 14 vehicles, 5 motorcycles and 1 tricycle were used to transport the items which were allegedly intended for smuggling into the Republic of Benin and other parts of Nigeria. In a separate operation, the FOB Badagry Quick Response Team seized hard drugs including codeine, tramadol and cannabis sativa from multiple locations in Badagry West, which have been handed over to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA.
It's a way of telling all those miscreants that the FOB Badagry are on their toes to stop drugs taking, drugs smuggling, and anything that has to do with drugs. I think September, 3 specific times we got incredible information as regard these drugs, and the commander directed myself and my team to go and see how we can retrieve or see how we can arrest. But unfortunately, when we went, the perpetrators ran, but we got the information that this seizure were inside a building, and we were able to retrieve it and bring it back to the base.
The next line of action is for us to, when we get to the office, then we have to go into the normal investigation to unravel the people that are behind this heinous crime of drug trafficking and the rest of it that they're doing. Because it's a big menace to this country, and it's not really turning good on the economy. The codeine per se, of course we know, it's something that is controlled. It acts also in the central nervous system of the consumer, and that's why it is placed under control. And you don't buy it anyhow, except under when you are under doctor's prescription, strict prescription. Other than that, you are not allowed to buy this.
The Federal Capital Territory FCT Command of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) has arrested 5 suspected vandals and impounded a truck loaded with stolen road and communication infrastructure. Parading the suspect in Abuja, the FCT Commandant Olushola Odumosu disclosed that recovered items included drainage covers, iron pipe protectors for bridge shoulders, and communication mast accessories, among others. Preliminary investigation revealed that the suspects were transporting the stolen asset from Guta Junction in Nasarawa State to a melting company in Kaduna State. Odumosu reiterated that the FCT has been declared a no-go area for vendors and scavengers and other criminals who exploit Abuja's infrastructure, warning that the NSCDC will intensify efforts to safeguard public assets.
Upon the truck's arrival at the command premises, we painstakingly offloaded all the items in the truck with a view to unraveling what they must have carried and to see if there are other incriminating items that are in there. And when we did that, were able to uncover some items which belongs to government. Notable amongst the exhibits are drainage cover. We also have iron pipe protector for bridge shoulder. If you know what I mean, if you go around the FCT now, most of the old bridges, when you go around them, you'll see that the iron pipes that gives, the shoulder to the bridges, almost all of them are gone. Those are the samples that you see there, and governments will now start making efforts to replace them with the money that should have been allocated for other infrastructures. So we have iron pipe protector for bridge shoulders. We also have communication mast accessories. You can see all of them there. We have rolls of stainless steel pipe clamps. We have manhole covers. We have handle bar from public water tank. We have scaffold pipes and clips, electricity aluminum conductors. We have wire mesh, aluminum conductors, like I said, then central barricade from Nnamdi Azikiwe Expressway. You could see that. Where is it? That's the green item used to barricade the expressway. You can have them here as well.
In the education sector, President Bola Tinubu has approved the dissolution of the Governing Council of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, UNIZIK, Awka, and the removal of Bernard Ifeanyi Odo as the Vice-Chancellor and Rosemary Ifeoma Nwokike as Registrar. A statement issued by Presidential spokesperson Bayo Onanuga on Wednesday attributed the decision to irregularities in the Council's appointment of Odo, deemed unqualified and a disregard for due process in the selection. His academic credentials and process leading to his appointment have been mired in controversy with accusations of irregularities raised by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, and other university stakeholders. Now, despite this, the university's governing council maintained that the appointment followed due process based on a valid court ruling. And the University of Lagos Faculty of Law has hosted its highly anticipated International Gender Conference, themed Gender at the Crossroad Pathway to Accelerating Progress. The event brought together scholars, policymakers, legal practitioners, and students to discuss critical issues surrounding gender equality in the ever-changing global landscape. TV360's Ugochukwu Kekwe has more on the story.
The theme of the conference, Gender at the Crossroad, underscored the urgent need to navigate the complex issues surrounding gender equality and identify key pathways for creating a more inclusive and equitable society. In his speech, the convener acknowledged that Nigeria faces numerous gender-related challenges, emphasizing several key statistics that highlight the event of gender equality in the country.
In 2022, Nigeria ranked 123rd out of 146 countries on the World Gender Gap Report, with a score of 0.639. Political representation: women are underrepresented in politics, with only 21 women out of 469 members of the National Assembly.
Gender equality has been identified as an accelerator of national development. Absent gender equality, any nation is running on only one leg. The genders are equally important, and if we are going to have rhythm, if we're going to have essence, all must be equally represented.
On her part, the First Lady, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Oluremi Tinubu, who was represented at the event, highlighted the global significance of the issues, with women and girls representing half of the global population. She said achieving gender equality is essential for fostering peaceful, equitable communities and driving sustainable development.
Nigeria stands at a crossroads, and the choices we make today will determine the future for generations to come. I believe that together we can chart a new path, one where women and men, girls and boys, walk side by side towards a just, prosperous, and peaceful future.
Other speakers emphasized the importance of gender equality for both men and women, encouraging women to thoroughly prepare as they venture into male-dominated fields.
You know, we are very traditional people, so with education and exposure, I think more women are going into politics because they know now that just being in as a board of trustee or being a senator or being a governor does not mean that you should disrespect your husband. So I think as more people go into education and more exposed and more schooled on what they need to be, I think the fear of coming out and representing women will be out of the way, and that is what politics is all about.
Summing up the event, organizers reaffirmed their commitment to advancing gender equality, making significant steps towards a more inclusive and equitable future. They also added that public campaigns, media outreach, and community initiative play a crucial role in changing societal perception and breaking down stereotypes that limit women's involvement in politics. Ogechukwu Kekwe, TV360, Lagos.
We're going to short break here, but still to come, Starlink suspends new orders across Nigeria until NCC approves price increment. Details of the story after this break. Welcome back. Now let's give you a quick recap of our top stories. President Bola Tinubu has dissolved the governing council of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Unizik Oka, removed Bernard Ifeanyi Odo as Vice Chancellor and Rosemary Ifeoma Nwokike as Registrar over alleged irregularities in the appointments. The council, led by Greg Ozuba Madigwe, was accused of bypassing due process and disregarding university laws and the selection process. The decision comes after tensions between the University Senate and the Council, which escalated, and the federal government intervening to restore order and ensure compliance with governance standard. We also informed you that a viral video has sparked outrage showing a senior army officer identified as a major general and two soldiers assaulting a man in Abuja and allegedly overtaking their vehicle. The soldier also attacked a female passenger, recording the incident. Following public backlash in reports that the victim is suing for 150 million naira in damages, the acting chief of army staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has ordered an investigation into the incident. Now, in case you missed any of the news bulletin or for more updates, you can catch us on Limus World TV and AVO TV. Or log on to our website in www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery, and Apple Store. On Facebook, we are TV360 Online. It's time for business news. Joy Uchejim is on standby. What's the latest, Joy?
Thank you, Tamilore. And on business, Elon Musk Starlink has announced a suspension on orders for its residential kits in Nigeria until it obtains approval from the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, for its recently announced price increase. The company, however, allows orders for its high-end business plan, which allows it to charge 159,000 naira for a monthly subscription, compared with the residential plan, which costs 38,000 naira per month. In a statement addressing the suspension, the company explained its focus on enhancing internet service delivery in Nigeria and its current strategies to secure regulatory clearance for the planned changes. And still on business, the Good Governance Advocates of Nigeria has lauded the leadership of Festus Keyamo, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, as having achieved notable milestones in the past year, which has seen the aviation sector witness a spectacular turnaround. Speaking at a press conference in Abuja, Executive Director of the group, Opialu Fabian, said the administration of President Bola Tinubu deserves a well-earned credit for the aviation sector, especially for the notable improvement in Nigeria's Global Aviation Compliance Score by the Aviation Working Group. He added that Keyamo's focused leadership and intentional reforms have fostered interpersonal relationships, trade and economic expansion and development.
The tales of mismanagement and misappropriation of funds is now a closed chapter in our aviation sector. For sustainability within the sector and entrenching a mindset of equity among the citizens, Mr. Keyamo SAN obtained approval from the Federal Executive Council to withdraw the ticket payment exemption granted to highly placed Nigerians at the nation's airports. His sagacious approach in sweeping through the ministry has shown a steadfast commitment and positioning of the sector that is delivering value to Nigerians while adhering to global best practices. However, while there are still small issues such as operating costs, inadequate infrastructure, regulatory barriers, nonetheless, we have faith and confidence that these problems will be successfully resolved by the Honorable Minister's comprehensive reform strategy. His leadership has already shown that he is capable of coming up with creative answers to difficult problems and resolution of internal, long-standing conflicts. Moreover, in position and retaining a man who has proved himself worthy through his work and commitment, it is clear that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu leadership was essential to the aviation sector's achievement.
We'll now take a short break and return with stock market reports. Welcome back. Now, it's been party after party on the NGX as Nigeria's equities market has been on the winning streak, closing higher by 3 straight sessions this week with a 0.26% rise on Wednesday alone. Now, stocks of Lafarge Africa, Unicel Interlinked, Honeywell Flour Mills and other top gainers on the boards drove the market even higher on Wednesday, continuing the bullish momentum. Leading the charge today was Austin, Laz and Company with a 10% jump in share price at ₦2.20 kobo, followed by Tantalizer. Now, at the close of today's trading session on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, a total of 370 million shares were exchanged in 10,026 deals with a market value of 8.4 billion naira. Now, let's take a quick look at the global scene. Now, it's a sea of red as hotter than expected inflation data reduced hopes for quick interest rate cuts, overshadowing optimism from Sage's strong quarterly profit. And in the foreign exchange market, the naira is under pressure against major currencies. On the parallel market, the dollar is trading at 1,750 naira and the British pound at 2,255 naira, with the euro at 1,850 naira. Now, that's your latest updates from the business and stock market. Over to you, Tammy, for the rest of the news.
Thank you for that update, Joy. Now, on the global scene, South Africa has assumed the presidency of the G20, becoming the first African nation to lead the influential bloc of the world's largest economies. The handover ceremony took place on Tuesday during the G20 summit in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva officially transferred leadership to South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, who pledged to prioritize Africa's development and the global South's interests during his tenure.
South Africa is committed to end poverty, malnutrition, and hunger in line with our National Development Plan. Food security will be one of the high-level priorities of South Africa's G20 presidency. As the G20, we need to ensure that the achievement of sustainable development goals remains at the forefront of international financing decisions, we also need to ensure that long outstanding commitments that were made in solidarity, to act in solidarity with those who are vulnerable, are met. And we need to ensure that new and at scale, affordable and accessible funding is mobilized to support sustainable development. As leaders of countries gathered here, we must act on this program that Brazil has launched so that we leave no country behind, and in the end, we must leave no one behind in the world as well as we act together.
Still on the global scene, Ukraine has accused Russia of waging a psychological attack by spreading about an alleged large-scale assault on Kyiv and other cities. This follows heightened tensions with the U.S. embassy in Kyiv temporarily closing after receiving intelligence about a potential significant airstrike on November the 20th. Italy and Greece have also shut down their embassies in Ukraine capital, while Spain briefly closed its embassy before reopening. And finally, on sport, Real Madrid star Vinicius Jr. has discovered his ancestry links to the Tika tribe in Cameroon following a DNA test conducted by Brazilian Football Confederation (CBF). The test results were unveiled on Tuesday during a ceremony at Fonte Nova, where Vinicius was presented with a certificate confirming his heritage. Vinicius received the certificate alongside his father and the president of the CBF. To honor his newfound roots, Vinicius donned a special jersey featuring the flag of Brazil and Cameroon. Still on sports, Spanish tennis legend Rafael Nadal said he has left both a sporting and personal legacy after retiring from professional tennis on Tuesday at the Davis Cup in Malaga. The 38-year-old was beaten in the opening singles rubber of the quarterfinals as Netherlands defeated Spain 2-1 to reach the final four. Nadal, a 22-time Grand Slam winner, enjoyed a glittering and historic career over the past 33 years. And that wraps up our bulletin on News Now. Thank you for watching. See you again next time.